What is up guys, Light here. In today's video, we'll be checking out the iPhone 12. So the iPhone 12 that we have here is the product red iPhone 12 with 64 GB of storage. So checking on the box right here, we do have a nice red finish for the name, and same goes for the Apple logo, which goes for both sides as you can see. And this should have a flap right here for us to easily unwrap the box right here. But before we go ahead and use this thing, let's go ahead and compare it from the previous generation iPhone boxes. So right here we have the iPhone SE box compared to the iPhone 12 box. And as you can see, the iPhone SE box might be smaller, but it's taller than the iPhone 12 box. And checking them on the sides, they do get the same red finish for the name and Apple logo. Now we have here the iPhone 11 box, and as you can see, it's also taller than the iPhone 12 box, and it's a bit wider. Now if we put them all in just one line right here, let's put the iPhone SE right here, and as you can see, the iPhone 12 is quite small right there. And here is how they look like when we put them on a stack. So let's go ahead and now unwrap the iPhone 12. So right here we have the box, and let's find the flap right here, and let's go ahead and unwrap it. And here we go. Here we are opening the box. And inside we have here the iPhone 12. And as you can see, it has a different red color, I think. And here it is on the side. You can see we have that nice new edge. Same goes for the other side. And now here on the front, we have here a nice white label, as you can see, which also has some indicators on how the buttons work, such as these ones for mute, volumes, and of course the power button. Now setting that aside, let's check out what is else included in the box. And of course right here we do have the standard Apple documentation, which we have here the product red card and the SIM card ejector, and some other documents related to the iPhone 12, and of course the Apple sticker, which we only get one right now. And we also get a Lightning to USB-C cable. And comparing that to the previous boxes, previously there were AirPods included and a power brick, which they removed. That's why the new iPhone 12 box is thinner. Now let's check out the iPhone 12. And now we have that nice OLED screen right there. And as you can see, the iPhone 12 is slightly identical to the iPhone 11, except that they do have different edges. Now here they are on the front. As you can see, the iPhone 12 has smaller bezels. And here on the sides, we have here the buttons right here, which on the top we have of course the mute toggle, the volume controls, and right over here you could immediately see the difference between the iPhone 11 and iPhone 12 edges. And also right here we get now the SIM card tray of the iPhone 12 on the left side. And right here you can see that the microphone right here is only a few, and there are a few holes for the speaker as well. And here on the other side we have here the power button and the SIM card tray for the iPhone 11. And the power button right here do have same sizes. And right here on the top we got a clean top, and here on the back side, as you can see, we have the wide camera lens and of course the standard camera lens. And right now the iPhone 12 does feel smaller and actually feels lighter, so let's try to put it on the iPhone 11 case just to verify if it's actually smaller. So we're gonna put here the iPhone 12 on the iPhone 11 case, and as you can see, it's quite shaky because there's some extra space, as you could see. Now, if we compare the product red iPhone SE from the product red iPhone 12, as you can see that the iPhone SE is a touch darker than the iPhone 12 right here. Take note that both of these products are product red though. Anyway, here they are on sideways. As you can see that the iPhone SE is a lot thinner and smaller than the iPhone 12. And here it is on the other side. And here it is on the front. Now when you turn on the iPhone 12, you will be prompted with a welcome screen which allows you to select your language first. So we're gonna select your English, and you could select your country. And then there are two ways that you could actually set up your iPhone. One way is to do it manually, which you could tap here, set up manually. And one way is to use another iOS device, which in our case we'll be using an iPad mini to set up the iPhone 12. And as you can see right here, all we need to do is just scan and just enter the passcode of that iOS device that we used to set up, and then you could go ahead and continue with the normal process, which you need to set up Face ID, and you could go ahead and inherit the settings from that iOS device that you used to set up, and you could share app analytics with developers. And we also get True Tone display on the iPhone 12, and as you can see, it does adjust to a warmer tint when in an environment that is warm. And you can select the appearance, whether you want light or dark mode, and you could just click continue. And you could also select the display zoom if you want larger text and larger icons, but I just prefer the regular one. So we're just gonna click continue, and once you're ready, you would be prompted with the home screen like this one, which you could go ahead and swipe to navigate, in which if you do navigate all the way to the right, you'll access the app library, and the left would be the widgets. And also, you do get free installed apps installed, such as GarageBand, Keynote, Numbers, Pages, and iMovie. And also, with a new iOS device, you do get 1 year free of Apple TV subscription. So if we check out here on Apple's website, we have here the Apple TV Plus screen, and if you scroll all the way down right here, you can see here if you buy a new Apple device, you can get 1 year free on them, which you could always redeem and access at the Apple TV app on your iPhone. And if you're someone who owns an Apple Watch, you could go ahead and pair your Apple Watch with your iPhone. And when putting on your SIM card, you could use the SIM card ejector to poke out the SIM card tray. Or if you're like me who is using eSIM, you could easily just scan the QR code to enable eSIM on your iPhone. Also, one thing to take note is that the iPhone 12 does come with iOS 14.1, which you might want to check out for software updates, because the latest one at the time of making this video is iOS 14.3. So let's go ahead and install that. Now that we got it installed, we could go ahead and try out the iPhone in real life performance. So for these tests that we're about to do, we're gonna do it side by side with the iPhone 11, because there are some people who are choosing between the iPhone 11 and iPhone 12, so hopefully this video might be able to help. So for our first test, we'll be testing out both phones in direct sunlight. And as you can see, we have both phones outside, and it is quite sunny right here, as you can see. And we have the iPhone 11 on the left and the iPhone 12 on the right. So when you're planning on using both phones in direct sunlight, you would be able to see all of your content. As you can see right here, we could see the icons and of course the text right here. Even though it's quite sunny right now, as you can see again. But when we do go ahead and open some applications right here, such as Notes, I guess, if we open up Notes, and you can see that the iPhone 12 is slightly brighter than the iPhone 11, which you won't really notice unless you do have them side by side. But having that extra bright screen is kinda useful if you're usually using your phone outside. But in normal conditions such as when you are indoors, of course the display for both phones would be fine, and in just normal shaded conditions, both phones will be able to display their content just fine. Now moving on to the next test is the camera. So in terms of camera, of course, both the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 12 do have very good cameras. And in recording video right here, both phones are able to record up to 4K 60 FPS, as you could see. And right now you could even see that slightly brighter screen of the iPhone 12. But moving forward, we do have available HDR video on the iPhone 12 and auto FPS as well. Now going back here again, if we scroll all the way down, we have here scene detection for the iPhone 12 and lens correction, which uses image recognition. So if you do ahead and go take some photos, you could get wonderful shots like this one. Also, both iPhones do have the wide camera angle lens, so you could go ahead and switch to the wide camera lens right here and we could just take a picture. And here's the photo from the iPhone 12, and if you compare that to the iPhone 11 shot, here is the shot from the iPhone 11. As you can see, the leaves and scenery on the iPhone 12 is quite alive than on the iPhone 11. Now let's try that again. Let's take a slightly horrible shot here on the seaside. So let's go ahead and just use both cameras again, and let's switch to the standard lens and let's take a picture. And right here we have the shot from the iPhone 12, and here is the shot from the iPhone 11. And as you can see, there are almost little differences, but scene detection really adds a little bit of enhancement when you're trying to capture sceneries like this one. So let's go ahead and move on to the next test, which is video. So both phones are set to 4K 60 FPS, and let's go ahead and try to capture a video right here. And here's the shot of the iPhone 12 on 4K 60 FPS. And here's a shot on the iPhone 11 at 4K 60 FPS, which also has almost little differences. Now for slow-mo, both phones do support 1080p HD 240 FPS. And that's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and try to take a sample slow-mo shot on both devices. So here we are near the waves, and let's go ahead and take a slow-mo shot. And here we have the shot of the iPhone 12 at slow-mo. And here's the shot of the iPhone 11 at slow motion. And here's another shot using slow motion on the iPhone 12. And here's another shot using slow motion on the iPhone 11. And I'm not sure if you've noticed, but the iPhone 12 does have a slightly better lighting than the iPhone 11. But let's go ahead and run another slow-mo test just to test it out. Now here is a shot of slow motion again on the iPhone 12. And here is another shot on slow motion using the iPhone 11. How about you guys? Which phone did better on the camera test? Was it the iPhone 12, iPhone 11, or both of them just did great? Let us know what you think in the comment box below. Now, moving on to the next test is cellular connection. So if you're considering buying the iPhone 12 just because of 5G, well, you might want to check first if you do have 5G available in your area, which right now we only have LTE available in this area where I'm currently staying because they don't have yet 5G antennas available. But if you are in an area that has support for 5G, you could just use your cellular data and get that blazing fast speed if you do have a good service provider. And if you are in an area that has good internet connection, but in our country we do have like sluggish internet, so hopefully 5G would be able to fix that. And as you can see right now that the iPhone 11 has a lower download than the upload speed, while here on the iPhone 12 we do have a greater download speed and a lower upload speed on 5G. But that really depends on your service provider. Now since we're talking about speed, running a performance test on both devices right here. First, on the iPhone 11, we do get a score of 1334 for single core and 2834 for multi-core. While on the iPhone 12, we do get a score of 1591 for single core and 3888 for multi-core. Now, running another performance test using Antutu benchmark, we do get a score of 542,669 on the iPhone 12. Where if you compare that to the iPhone 11, we got the score of 519,119 for the iPhone 11. And for some of you that are curious about battery life, well, we did a lot of tests earlier in camera and standby mode. So the iPhone 11 is left with 22% and the iPhone 12 is left with 30%. Which before we did all of those tests, the iPhone 11 had 35% of battery life and the iPhone 12 had 39% of battery life. Which means after those testing, the iPhone 11 lost 13% while the iPhone 12 only lost 9%. Now since we're talking about battery, the only problem I encountered with the iPhone 12 is that on some wireless chargers that I do have available, it has some problem charging, maybe perhaps because of the magnet, but in some other accessories that I have that are made for iPhone, like this power bank from Momax, when I do try to charge the iPhone 12, it would charge, as expected if I turn this on. As you can see, it charges wirelessly. But the iPhone 12 does come with a new charging feature, which is MagSafe charging. So I have here the MagSafe Duo, and if we do try to charge it there, we have the fast wireless charging with MagSafe, which will put a video about the MagSafe Duo right here, somewhere around the screen or in the description box below. Also, if you're planning to charge the iPhone 12 with a case, don't worry, you would be still able to do that. As you can see, it charges with a case. And those might be some of the factors that you might want to consider when you're choosing between the iPhone 11 and iPhone 12. But if you're someone who has the iPhone 11 and just want to trick people into thinking that you own the iPhone 12, you can get one of these cases like this one, which gives you that nice edge similar to the iPhone 12. So when you put it on, you could finally have an imposter iPhone 12. And if we do want to check it, as you can see, we have those nice edges similar to the iPhone 12. And if you compare it to the iPhone 12, as you can see, the iPhone 12 is still smaller than the iPhone 11. But people won't really notice it from afar, so you could go ahead and have fun with the case if you're planning to get one. So that is it guys, that is our unboxing and quick look at the iPhone 12, including a short comparison from the iPhone 11. So how about you guys, which phone are you planning to get? Would it be the iPhone 11, iPhone 12, or would it be something else? Let us know in the comment box below. And if you have any further questions about the iPhone 12, please let us know in the comment box below and we'll try to get to them. And as always guys, thank you for watching and please subscribe for more.